You can use Google to find an answer to almost anything, but there is no readily available blueprint for defining your identity and charting your path forward.
I constantly feel overwhelmed and anxious. What techniques do you use to help clear your mind when you're feeling overwhelmed or anxious?
Well, there are two kinds of events in this world. Events that are out of our control, like natural disasters, and events that are within our control. When it comes to things that are out of our control, no matter how hard we try, we cannot change the outcome. So this is something we must accept, and most do. It's things that we do have control over that many people start feeling anxious and flustered about. Have you ever felt flustered when you realize you've lost something at, say, an airport?
Yes, I panic.
Me too. You might expect Zen to be about letting go of the future and returning to the present moment, but this is an oversimplification. When you panic, your emotions drive your mind to imagine all kinds of negative scenarios, keeping you in a state of confusion. So Zen is a practice of calming yourself down, releasing yourself from this state so that you can think clearly. Feeling overwhelmed and anxious is a result of having thoughts like, I don't know what to do, or I don't know how to do it. You asked for techniques to clear your mind, but it's important to recognize that clearing your mind of thoughts is not the solution. Instead, face your anxiety head-on. To navigate through any mental turbulence, state exactly what needs to be achieved, define the necessary steps, and prepare a strategy. To put it simply, dissect your anxiety and identify the goal. Ask, how do I clear this mission? Many people, students and adults alike, will go through educational or professional endeavors with a fuzzy understanding of where they're headed, sort of knowing, but sort of unsure. These kind of people can be suffocated by anxiety because believing you have a clear understanding of a situation only to realize you actually don't is very disorienting. So having a well-defined roadmap towards your goals ensures that anxiety cannot catch you off guard.
But how do I know when I think I know versus when I know?
Well, no matter how much we study, our intellect is very limited as mere mortals, far from having divine omniscience. This limitation is exactly why we should be having discussions with others, to absorb the wisdom of extraordinary individuals. By putting ourselves in their shoes, we gain the foundation to make educated decisions. In Buddhism, there is a phrase, from time to time, listen to the teachings of a wise person. So when you don't know for sure, seek advice. But when seeking advice, people tend to turn to friends who share a similar level of experience. Instead, consider seeking guidance from knowledgeable individuals. Recognize that many of the challenges we run into today have already been addressed by those who came before us and are currently being addressed by many living alongside us in this era. So instead of exhausting yourself searching for solutions, seek guidance from someone who has already navigated similar challenges. You'll be able to find sooner the wisdom or result you need.
What about situations that I feel are unique or personal to me?
You can use Google to find an answer to almost anything, but there is no readily available blueprint for defining your identity and charting your path forward. It is only through having diverse experiences and self-reflections that we can truly understand ourselves. If you ask any Zen master for guidance, they will never tell you to do this or be this. They will encourage you to experience success and failure. Zen monasteries are actually built for this. Finding the time and space for reflection can be challenging in the hustle of life. However, monasteries provide both support and a tranquil setting for this purpose. No matter where you choose to engage in self-reflection, the key is not to empty the mind, but to highlight and organize your thoughts. Whether you're at home or in a temple, make the time to define your goals and outline your plans. If you find yourself uncertain about your direction, seek guidance from a person of wisdom. Remember, when you feel anxiety, you mustn't hide from it or shun it. Anxiety merely tells us that we have some organizing to do in our minds.
I understand. Thank you.